You know that feeling when you're sitting in your kitchen late at night, staring at your phone, looking at your bank app, and you just feel this pit in your stomach? You know exactly what I mean. That moment where payday is still a week away, but you've only got enough left to hit the gas station and maybe grab a few groceries if you're really careful about which cheese you buy. And then, because life is just like that, you remember that weird sound your car made at the intersection this morning, that metallic clanking noise. And you're just sitting there thinking, not now, please, just not this month. For most of us, life is basically one long game of defense. We aren't out there attacking, we're just trying not to let life score on us. Fridge breaks, goal. Tooth starts hurting, another goal. Your whole life becomes this endless wait for the next ball to come flying at your face. I'm Captain Capital, and honestly, I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why some people seem to build wealth without even trying, while others stay stuck in the same financial loops for decades. You know, I've spent years watching this process, in my own life and the lives of hundreds of others, and I've realized something huge. There's a magic number. It's not $1 million or even 100,000. It's the first 10,000. $10,000. In the grand scheme of things, that might not sound like much, right? You can't buy a villa in Italy or retire on 10 grand. But honestly, that's the exact point where your reality starts to crack and rearrange itself. It's the moment you finally, maybe for the first time ever, take your finger off the panic button. So today, I want to invite you into this conversation. We're going to break down exactly what happens in your head when that five-figure sum finally sits still in your account, and why there's no going back after that. This is going to be a long one, so grab something warm to drink. We've got a lot to talk about.
The silence, killing the financial noise. When you earn your first $10,000, it won't be a new outfit or a fancy dinner that you notice first. Nah, it'll be the silence. It's like there's a real, almost physical silence in your head. You know that constant feeling of anxiety? It's something that's always on the back of everyone's mind who's living paycheck to paycheck. It's like the hum of an old refrigerator. You don't even notice it until someone finally unplugs it. And $10,000, that's the finger that pulls the plug. When you've got that extra bit of money in the bank, you can stop worrying about the sound of the engine. You think, okay, this sucks. I'll probably end up paying $500 or $1,000. That's a shame, but I'm not ruined. Do you feel the difference? It's not a catastrophe. It's just an admin task. Basically, people don't realize how much cognitive energy poverty uses up. There was a study that found that constant financial stress can drop your IQ by 13 points. Can you imagine? You haven't actually got dumber. It's just that your brain is so busy trying to figure out how to get through the week that it's got nothing left for creativity, planning, or just being happy. Just so you know, $10,000 will get you back 13 points. You suddenly realize you can think about the future, not just what you're eating for lunch tomorrow. Shifting the horizon from weeks to years. Let's be real here. When money's tight, your planning horizon looks like looking out a window into thick fog. You can only see about 3 feet in front of you. What's your plan then? Make it to the weekend. Your dream? I'd like to know if the landlord is going to put the rent up. But as soon as that 10-piece shows up in your account, you'll start to feel better. You suddenly realize you could live for 3, 4, maybe even 6 months if the world went crazy and your job disappeared, and that changes everything. I remember chatting to a friend who just saved his first 10 grand. He told me something weird. Nick, I've started noticing the seasons for the first time. Before that, winter was just about getting through it with high heating bills and the worry that his boots would rip. Now, he actually saw the snow. He saw possibilities. When you've got a backup plan, you stop asking, how do I survive? And start asking, where do I want to be in 2 years? You start seeing your career not as a way to get a paycheck, but as a sort of chessboard. You've got the money for a class. You can afford to take a risk and apply for that dream job, even if the interview process takes months. $10,000 is what you're entitled to. It's your ticket into the world of people who plan their lives instead of just letting life happen to them.
The power of no.
your personal shield. This is my favorite bit. In the world of finance, there's a term called FU money. Usually that means millions, the kind of money that lets you quit your job and move to a private island. But $10,000 is a bit like FU money on a smaller scale. It's the starter pack. Think back to the last time your boss asked you to come in on a Saturday, once more, or when you're stuck with a project you can't stand, even if it means you don't get any extra pay. Why do you say yes? It's mostly because you've got no choice. You're worried that if you say no, things will get awkward and you'll end up on the street in a month. But with $10,000 in the bank, you'll feel a bit more confident. You realize you've got some runway. You can say, I value my job, but I'm actually busy this weekend. And the crazy thing is, people start to respect you more. It's strange, but we can smell desperation, but we can also smell confidence. I'm not saying you should be rude to your boss, though, but just knowing you can walk out if things get toxic changes the power dynamic in every room. You're no longer a beggar. You're involved in a deal. To be honest, that's a pretty great feeling. You stop letting the world dictate your actions and start leading the way, even if your castle is only made of 10,000 bricks at the moment. Money as employees, your first taste of capital. This is what I call the awakening of the capitalist. Before you saved $10,000, money was just something to be spent. Earn it, give it away. Earn it, buy food. Earn it, pay the electric bill. Money was just fuel that burned up in the engine of your life. But when it's sitting there, say in a high-yield savings account or simple investments, a miracle happens. You wake up, open your app, and see that last month you made maybe $40 or $50 just in interest. I know what you're thinking. Only $50? Nick, I can't even get a nice dinner for that. But hang on, take a closer look. Those $50 came from the work of your money, not you. They earned that money while you were asleep, while you were at the park, while you were having a read. This is the point where the idea of passive income stops being a buzzword from some dodgy seminar and becomes real. When you're looking at every dollar, you see it as a little worker, not just something you can trade for a burger. And you've got an army of 10,000 workers now. Yeah, they're only giving you a cup of coffee a day right now, but they work 24/7, no weekends, no sick days. It'll change the way you think about spending for sure. Next time you want a new $10,000 gadget, you'll think, wait, if I buy this, I'm firing 1,000 of my workers, and they'll stop bringing me money. That's the start of strategic thinking. You start to think that money is more important than stuff.
The danger zone. The trap of fake wealth. Let's just pause for a second. I'll be straight with you. $10,000 isn't just freedom, it's also a massive trap. To be honest, a lot of people get lost here. The problem is that for someone who's never had that kind of cash, $10,000 feels like a huge amount. There's a glitch in the matrix. You start to feel rich. You walk into a mall and think, I could buy that, and that, and that over there. It's called lifestyle inflation. This is where most people get stuck at the 10 grand level for good. They save it for 2 years and then blow it all on a used BMW or a luxury holiday because I earned it. To be honest, this is the most important moment. You have to realize that $10,000 isn't exactly wealth yet. It's just the foundation. If you try to build a house of cards on shaky foundations, you'll end up with a mess. I've seen so many people go back to square one just because they couldn't handle that itch in their wallet. Do you remember the silence we discussed? As soon as you spend that money, the silence vanishes. The white noise of anxiety comes rushing back instantly. Is a new phone really worth it if it means you'll be up at 3 a.m. worrying about bills again? I don't think so. But staying disciplined is tough, trust me. Social filters. The best of both worlds, a calm and confident approach, all without the flashy gear. Another thing people don't talk about is how 10K can change your relationships. And no, I'm not saying everyone's going to come asking for loans, though they might if you're dumb enough to brag about it. I'm talking about having confidence in yourself. You know those people who are always trying to prove something? Designer clothes on credit, the latest iPhone, endless social media posts from fancy places? Usually, that's a cry for help.
It's just a cover-up for a financial mess. When you've got $10,000 on your side, you start not caring. You can wear a plain t-shirt and jeans, drive a reliable car, and feel much more confident than the guy in the new Mercedes who's got a negative balance. You stop running the rat race for status. You start to see the true value of things. You don't buy stuff to impress people you don't even like anymore. You just buy what you need or what makes you happy. It creates this amazing social filter. You'll start to hang out with other calm, confident people. You get to have more in-depth conversations because you're not comparing receipts anymore. You've joined the club of people who know the price of money and, more importantly, the price of peace. The psychology of the safety floor. In architecture, they talk about foundations, but I like the idea of a safety floor as a metaphor. Picture this. You're walking a tightrope over a canyon. If you fall, it's game over. That's how someone with no savings feels. Every step feels like you're walking on eggshells. Just so you know, there's a safety net there worth $10,000, and over time, that net turns into a solid concrete floor. This feeling of a floor actually changes your body's chemistry. Your cortisol levels drop, which is the stress hormone. You sleep better, your digestion will get better. It might sound strange to talk about money in a finance context, but your health is actually directly impacted by money. I remember when I hit my first big milestone, I realized I'd been clenching my jaw in my sleep. I just chilled. And when I was relaxed, I had some great ideas for new projects that ended up making me 10 times more. The secret is that money isn't made out of desperation and panic. It's made out of having plenty and staying calm. First, you need to have $10,000. You stop fighting to survive and start building your empire, even if it looks tiny right now.
Investing in yourself, the grown-up version. When you're skint, the advice to invest in yourself sounds like a joke. Nick, what marketing courses? I need to get my kid a winter coat. And you've got a good point there. But with $10,000, the game changes. You can afford to buy other people's time to speed up your growth. You can get top-notch training. You can pay for an expert's advice. You can honestly just take 2 weeks off work to chill and think about where your life is headed. These are different kinds of investments. It's not just about buying a skill, it's like buying a new version of yourself. You start to see that the most valuable thing in your portfolio isn't the 10 grand, it's your brain and your energy. Now you've got the resources to protect and grow them. I see people spending loads of energy trying to save $5. They drive across town for cheaper groceries, wasting 2 hours. When you've got $10,000, you realize your time is worth more than $5. You start delegating, you start optimizing, you become the manager of your own life. So to sum things up, first victory in the Great War. We've had a busy day. The silence, the horizons, the power of no, and the traps waiting for you. I hope you're still with me and your tea hasn't gone cold yet. Looking back, here's what I want to leave you with. $10,000 is just the start, and it's not even the middle of the week yet, but it's the most important victory you'll ever achieve in your financial life. Why? Because it's the hardest. It's way harder to go from 0 to 10,000 than to go from 100,000 to 1,000,000. When you're trying to change, you're up against your own nature, old habits, society's expectations, and your own fears. You're learning discipline from the ground up. It's like you're rewiring your brain. This amount shows that you can. It's your certificate of financial maturity. After this, you won't be the person desperately checking their balance at the supermarket checkout anymore. You're someone who's got a plan. You've got a solid base to start from. I want you to keep hold of that feeling of possibility. Even if you've got $10 in your account right now, remember that the journey to 10,000 starts in your head, not at the bank. It all starts with deciding that you don't want to live on defense anymore. You deserve to feel at ease and in control. Don't wait for a miracle or a lottery win. Start saving a little at a time. Make sure you look after your little workers. One day you'll wake up,
Check your app, see that number, and feel the fog clear. Everything will look a bit brighter and make a bit more sense. This has been Captain Capital. I believe in you, and I believe in your capital. Remember, money is just a tool, but if you use it right, you can build a life you're currently too afraid to even dream about. Keep going. Take it easy. I'll catch you at the next peak. You got this.